If I had to start from scratch, this is exactly how I would build a profitable payment processing business. So the first thing I'm going to teach you and show you is a little bit of a breakdown of the industry. Now, we don't need to go too deep into this because you can learn a lot, but the reality is the more knowledge you have isn't really power. Applied knowledge is power. So once you start applying what you're learning, that's when you're gonna have the experience and be able to do things. So with that being said, I'm going to break it down for you. So let's have a very short learning curve in terms of understanding this industry. So I'm gonna dumb it down for you. The way it works. Hey guys, Michael here. If you don't know who I am, I've built a 7-figure passive income business in payment processing, starting from scratch and mastering what works along the way. With 15 years of experience, I'm here to help you create your own path to financial freedom, faster and smarter. So credit card processing is what it sounds. So whenever you're using your card, your phone, Apple Pay, Google Wallet, your credit card, or shopping online, whichever way you are making a purchase, every time that happens, there is a fee that gets charged to that business whom you're making that purchase at. Right? So let's say you're doing online shopping and you're shopping at staples.com, right? And you're purchasing yourself some staples. So what happens is when you're making that purchase, you're putting your credit card information in. Once you hit pay, you're making a purchase at that business online. And then that business, Staples in this case, would get charged a fee. It's called the processing fee. Okay, so that's how that works. A percentage of that fee goes to banks, goes to the card brands, goes to the issuing party. But the bottom line is I make a little percentage, me, as the agent, I make a very small percentage of that. And that's what residuals are. That's how I make my money from that transaction that happened at the business that I set up, right? And here's the thing. You don't need to be a processor. You don't need to be the bank. All you have to really do is be the connector and the value provider, okay? So you're connecting the business through your relationships and providing value, right? It's very important. You're providing value to that business, and that's how you're able to get that business onboarded. Okay, so the first thing I would do, even though this could be a little bit in reverse, is I would actually look into understanding your network, right? I would look through your phone. I would try to understand like, okay, who is it that is within my network that I already know owns a business or who knows of a business owner? Because how I started was I had a list of 100 people that my father-in-law recommended and referred me to. And I wrote down that list and it was 100 people and I was able to go after those 100. Okay. Now that list already came trusting my father-in-law. So I was able to monetize on that and go in because it's a warm lead. It's not something I have to kind of chase and cold call and so on and so forth. Now, don't get me wrong. You still have to provide value and you still have to be the connector here. But I was able to do it. My closing ratio within that 100, out of the 100 locations that I was sent to, I probably closed about 75% of those. So 75 people I was able to close. Again, my father-in-law is a well-respected person. These people trusted him, so it was a very nice in. So focus on the first 1 to 5 deals, I would say, and those will come within your network. And so on and so forth. I haven't cold called once in my entire existence. And I've been in the business for 15 years. So you do not need to cold call. You have to be strategic with who you're working with. And I would say some of the best, absolute best type of partnerships or people that I connected with within my network are people that I could bring in as partners. And what I mean by that is a CPA firm, marketing company, a web developer. The list goes on, but the idea behind it is those people already have a book of business. They're already connected with merchants, businesses that already trust them. So this would be a nice, again, introduction. They're introducing introducing you, and you're going there as the expert and closing that account. Again, providing value, being a connector, make sure, and what I mean by connector is you're connecting, making sure like finding the best solution, overall solution for that merchant. And when you do go and discuss with the people that you got referred to, or even the businesses that you know that may need your services, you don't want to sound salesy. You want to be able to genuinely discuss their problems. Do you already have a payment processor? How do you like them? I'm very happy with it. I'm my processor. You're happy? Why are you happy? So you want to ask questions, and don't make them sound like you're a salesperson. Ask questions as if you genuinely care, just as if you just met a new person or someone you already know at a family gathering, right? Someone came, the fiance of someone, so on and so forth, and you just had a conversation. You're having a conversation, very genuine conversation. You care about what they're doing and how they're doing it, right? Because once you have those conversations, you're peeling a lot from that onion, and you can figure out a lot of their problems that they didn't even know they had. And once you get a merchant, once you actually close on a business, you want to give them white glove service. In other words, concierge service, VIP service, whatever word I can use, just so you can understand what that means. You want to give them an experience unlike any other one, any other processor or competitor. When I got into the business, that was my go-to. I knew that is lacking, and it's still lacking now more than ever. You call a number, you get transferred overseas. But if you provide that service solution for them, because remember this, they signed up with you. They trusted you to handle their payment processing. So be there. Your availability is your best ability. So be there for them when they need you. And when they don't, you want to do check-ins, right? You don't want to wait for them to have a problem. You want to attack that problem before it even happens, or before they even knew they had that issue. Because without you knowing, you know what that's going to do? That's going to turn them into referral. They're going to start referring you people. And you can absolutely turn them into referral partner, and give them a spiff or give them some commission, or however you want to set that up. But here's the reality of it. If you create a great experience, referrals will come, because people love talking about great experiences. Now, on the other side, it's a double-edged sword. On the other side, people also love talking about bad experiences, which could ruin your reputation. So not that they love, but they're passionate about it. It's emotional. So when you work with someone's emotions, whether it's a great experience or a bad experience, this is unfortunately what we remember. So you want to make sure you're giving an amazing experience and be there for them. Even if they're having the worst day, the worst, whatever problem they're having, if you show up, if you're there for them, if you're talking to them, give them updates, letting them know, assuring them that, hey, I'm here for you. Don't worry about it. I'm going to handle this for you. This is what I'm here for. Don't worry about it. I'm going to take care of this for you. Rest assured, consider it done. Those are things, it's like assurance for them, because they want to run their business. They don't want to think about, is my credit card processing going to be down or not? They want to run their business. And if you can give them that peace of mind, but don't just say it. Well done is better than well said. You want to say it and do it. So if you're telling them you're going to take care of it, you actually take care of it, because otherwise you're going to leave bad taste in their mouth. Now that we covered that, got that out of the way, and the reason I say all this in the first, you might think it's like the opposite of what I'm about to tell you, but it's important for you to realize you do have a network, that you're actually going to potentially succeed. Once you look through your phone, you're going to come up with a list of so many people that are potential that you can go after. Before you even get into the business, you could potentially talk to them. If these people are within your network and they trust you, you tell them, listen, I'm about to get into the credit card processing industry. I've studied it. I think I can do very well. I'm learning it very well, and I can provide better experiences than anyone in this industry. Can I come and talk to you once I have it all set up? You want to ask kind of like what Elon Musk does. What he does is, before he releases, like the Cybertruck, for example, before he even built it, he was taking deposits because he wanted to build it. Only a lot of interest was shown, and so much interest was shown. Therefore, he built the product. So you can do the same thing here, but I can tell you right now, it's a very good industry. It's just about your network. Are they willing to help you? Are they not? The last thing I want you to do is getting into this industry immediately and then get discouraged by the network that you have, and they all said no, whatever it is. But if people really care about you, if people really trust you, they're going to give you a chance. They're going to give you an opportunity to be able to, like, hey, you've known me, you know, if you have good characters, if you have good values, people will follow and be able to utilize your services. So just make sure you remember that. All right, so now I'm gonna get into the next one. So you need to get set up to get paid. And what I mean by that is the first step here is you need to partner with a trusted independent sales organization, which will let you operate as an agent. Now, I've dealt with a lot of them, and they all come in different shapes and sizes, but I've had my fair share of great experiences and fair share of horrible experiences. But overall, I can tell you right now, they're some of the worst, not people, the people are good, but the worst type of experiences I've ever had, because all processors really don't have you at the best of your interest. They only care about themselves. So what I mean by that is you can research the best ISOs out there or processors or whatever, and you can sign up with them and they'll just give you an agreement. You go through it, you sign it, and then you're on your own. They might give you some training videos here and there, and then that's it. That's literally it. So you are going to pretty much be on your own. They're not going to help you get leads or how to get leads or what works, what doesn't work, which industry should I go after, what should be my niche. None of that. They don't help you with any of that. But you got to do it. That's step number one, because you have to be connected with an ISO or a payment processing provider like Zenti, for example, in order for you to get that started. And at Zenti, like, I'm not trying to sell Zenti by no means, but I can tell you right now, we've built those relationships with ISOs for the last 15 years. And we've established the best pricing, the best support, the best relationships. All of that is already done, and it's multiple processors. So you deal with one company, you can submit to multiple processors. So that's just kind of giving you an idea. Step number two, once you've signed the agreement with them, or actually before you even sign the agreement, you want to get an LLC, okay? Or an Inc., an entity at the end of the day, a business entity. And the reason I say that is because it will protect you. It becomes a business. It's much, much, much better for you. So if you do that, now you have an LLC name or an Inc. I prefer LLC, but that's me. No recommendations, no nothing. You got to speak to a bookkeeper, CPA, or do some research online. I'm not at liberty to give you that advice, but let's say, hypothetically speaking, you chose to do an LLC, right? So if you chose an LLC, let's say it's called Payment Processing LLC, right? So you're going to have to put that on the ISO agreement and let them know, hey, this is my LLC name. Here's my bank account information, because this is how they're going to pay you. So that's step number 3. It should probably have been step number 1 would have been the LLC side, but you guys get the point. You need the LLC, but I would start with the ISOs first to kind of understand the agreements. And at the end of the day, if you're happy with it, in the meantime, set up your LLC. So after you've gotten that set up, the LLC, you've done all of that. Now you need a bank account, because the ISO, they will request, we ask our agents, hey, we need a bank account because this is how we pay you residuals. Every single month, again, kind of going back up, this is how your ref share is going to come in. Every single month, you need a bank account. And here is a very important thing. You don't need any tech skills. You just need a clean, legit setup. And I just gave it to you. It's high level, to the point. That's literally all you need, okay? So number 1, deal with ISOs, kind of start the conversations, get agreements together, create an LLC and a bank account, and then you're ready to rock and roll, and then you sign that agreement. Now, the next step after that, so now you have your network. You've put a list down of whatever, 30, 40, 50, 100, 200, 300, 1,000 people that you can attack, right? And when I say attack, not like you're not going to war, you're going after, right? So now you have a list, you have your relationship set up, and now what you're going to do is you go back to your network that that either you spoke with them or you can go after. And once you sign up 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 client merchants, and they're starting to process, your residual checks are going to start coming in. Now pay attention to this. Residual checks sometimes take a little longer. They're always a month in advance, because you have to wait for a business to process a whole month. Then accounting happens, so you don't get that residual check until like almost the end or mid of the following month, which is not a problem. It's very normal in this industry. But what I would say in terms of once you've closed some accounts, this gets me to the next thing that I'm about talking about is become the local expert. So, and what do you do to become a local expert? Honestly, very simple. You make sure your customers are happy, kind of going back to that experience. And let's say you have 5 happy customers. What you want to do is you want to start creating content around that. You're helping, how you're helping. But aside from that, you want to go to that business, to that merchant, and you want to create a testimonial with them, almost like an interview style. I'm sure you've seen them all over social media, but it's an interview style. How did you like my, and introduce yourself. What's your name? What do you do? Where's your store located? Tell me more about your business. And then like, okay, who do you use for payment process? How did you like the setup? How did you like the experience? What's the overall solution? How would you rate it? All of that stuff will come in from that testimonial, and it's going to be a really nice testimonial. It's almost like testimonial / case study in a way, and how you help them. Now you would have 1 to 5 of those, right? Or more. You could have 10, but you're making content constantly around common pain points, like junk fees. You just want to give value, right? You want to create content and don't just give up, right? It needs to be consistent. Post consistently, show real results. And then what you do is the highest viewed ones of those testimonial videos, not the ones that you can, you're showing value and all of that. Those are great. You could, but it's the testimonial videos, because what you do is you take your best performing testimonial videos and then you are going to do a paid ads campaign within a 5 to 10 mile radius within that vicinity. And then now you're going to have paid ads, right? So whether that's spending $25, $100 a week, before you know it, people are going to start seeing that ad, and it's businesses, because now it's going to be targeted to these businesses. And these businesses are when they see that testimonial video, they're going to have automatic social proof. People are going to automatically see who that market is. So if you're talking to a local business, the other person on the other side is going to say, oh, wow, I recognize this person. I recognize this business. Wow, Michael is helping them. I'm going to call Michael. I mean, I'm having a hard time. Do you see where this is going? This is like such a great marketing tactic. It's amazing. It works really well because you're showcasing trust. So automatically you're creating credibility. That's one. Automatically you're just becoming local celebrity, in other words. And you've shown proof that you have helped someone, whether they saved money, got an overall better solution. Not only saved money, because you've given them better tech stack or an overall payment processing experience and solution, they're now able to generate more revenue. Okay. And remember this, you're not bragging, you're educating. Always have that in your mind. You're not bragging on who you have and what you do. You're educating people. Make sure your content is very educational. And the testimonial video, it's educational because people want to learn how you help that person. People want to learn how that person's experience was with you, and so on and so forth. And once you do all of that, all you do is rinse and repeat. Just remember, doing the testimonials alone and being consistent with your content. Oh my goodness. You're going to get so many leads coming to you instead of you chasing them. And this is how you do it. This is literally the exact process I would take to be able to build a credit card processing business today. This is what I would do. This is the new era. This is what you do. People love social. We're living in the who era, okay? Who is going to help me with the problem that I have, and who's going to help me find the solution for it? So just remember that. That's the end of the video. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. If you have questions or thoughts, drop them in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're interested in building real passive income through payment processing, check out the free community I've created. The link is in the description, and it's full of resources and tools to get you started today. Hope to see you on the inside.